The first time I met this little boy, he was 5 years old. He was in his grandma's home playing with his older brother. I think they were playing cars. Grandma was in the kitchen making dinner, and I sat at the kitchen table and just talked to Grandma. And I could see from this little boy and his connection to his grandma that nothing was ever going to separate them. My name is Alysha. I'm Swampy Cree from the Grand Rapids First Nation in northern Manitoba on my mother's side. When I received notice that I was successful in receiving the Anna Isabel Allen Scholarship, that award meant so much to me. I think Anna had a real passion for supporting Aboriginal children and families at a time where it wasn't supported by the province. And so I really see her as a bit of a trailblazer. I definitely felt encouragement when I met Anna. We had lunch and she shared where she had been in her journey, and that was definitely inspiring and motivating for me. That you can get through tough days and come out and give back. Give back to new social workers that are going back to school. I decided to go back to UVic to do my master's in social work, the Indigenous specialization. It's focused on working with Indigenous children, families, and communities. That work is very different to non-Indigenous social work practice, because when you're working with one child, that child has 100 family members and 50 community members and lots of people rooting for that child. It's a way of mitigating a history of child adoptions that has happened in BC for many years, where Aboriginal kids were being adopted by non-Aboriginal strangers, and they essentially lost their culture and their language and their connection to spirituality. That is disheartening as an Indigenous social worker, and something that we really need to address as a society. When court was finished for this little boy and he was adopted by his grandma, we hosted an adoption ceremony, or a permanent placement ceremony. We feasted, we sang, we danced, we drummed, we blanketed the family. When kids come to our agency, they are blanketed by themselves to welcome them into our home and our family. But when kids receive a permanent home, we blanket the entire family. It symbolizes that child becoming part of that family and being with them forever. And knowing that this child is placed with his grandma permanently means that he's going to be connected to his family and his culture and his language and his land base for the rest of his life. And that is invaluable.